Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Disco Elysium. It's another beautiful question mark day here in Martinez, day number 5. And yeah, I guess our main task for today is going to be to investigate the church. However, before we do that, let's have a look at our journal again and see what else we may want to do today, because there's a few more things, even though my quest journal is starting to empty a little bit. So, find the murder weapon, still no idea what to do about this. Right, I still didn't take any speed. I always forget about this. I do not intend to do this one. And I'm not entirely sure what to do about this. I have been at the boardwalk and I couldn't find any bullet traces. Well, I did, but they were from some execution years ago, so nothing relating to our case. I will try to make the communist meeting this evening. And right, I still have to call the library, but I have to do it within the opening hours, and I think they opened at 10 AM, so I will have to wait a while until then. Right, I can continue to look for Ruby on the coast. And I may want to do this as well. Check the trap in Land's End, far northeast of the Feld building. As a matter of fact, this might be something that I want to start with, because everything else is just about the church and the ravers and the nightclub I'm supposed to help them with. So yeah, let's maybe check out this place, Land's End, far northeast of the Feld building. And I mean, Land's End is also another place I'm supposed to search for bullet traces. So maybe I have more luck finding some in that place. So let me have a look at the map. Now this right here is the Feld building, right? So northeast would be over here, I suppose, behind the church and behind the boardwalk. Okay, so let's start that. I didn't get any skill points this time. No, I'm still at 1 point, which is my emergency point. Anyway, let's just travel back to the church, and then we will try to find a way to Land's End, I guess. And I believe this might be a way we can go. Yes, it is. Alright. This is clearly a new area I haven't been to yet. So what do we got here? Ooh, some money. I always like that. And some mysterious door over here. Let's investigate the orbs first. These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. The building before you housed the engine must have been a big one. Okay, but what kind of machine? The chain trails off into the ocean to who knows where. Okay, some kind of chain. I mean, maybe it was some sort of crane to haul in boats or their cargo. This barrel has been recently discarded. It still smells of fuel oil. Alright. Now let's have a look at the door.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
Door unopenable. What is this thing anyway? And we have an impossible interfacing check. Even though my interfacing is actually not that terrible. So what is this?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to serve as what?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
Alright, I see.
It may have been used to serve as an aerostatic battleship in the atmosphere. Or a fortification, like a sea fort in the bay.
Oh, interesting. I understand. Could this structure have been used to take the shot? Huh, maybe this is what I'm supposed to investigate for that one quest.
From here to the whirling, I can't see how. The church is in the way.
Okay, so maybe not. Yeah, what am I going to do about this? Can I increase my interfacing? I don't think so. I mean, I have these gloves, but they will only decrease my interfacing. I mean, I might be able to take some drugs, but since it's an impossible check, I doubt that one more point into interfacing is going to change anything here. Okay, so what am I going to do about this?
Door, worn by elements, guards the depot.
I don't know, maybe I just need like the proper tool, right? Let's use the pry bar. Oh, and right, I have my gun now. Maybe I should read the description here. Equip this when times are most dire. A 3-shot revolving barrel Villiers-LaSalle pepper box, typically assigned to officers of the RCM upon reaching the rank of sergeant. The butt of the gun is worn and the engraving on the side reads Sunrise Parabellum. This is your gun, no doubt about it. Okay. So it has 3 shots. Of course, I only have 2 bullets. 2 bullets are clearly going to help me when there's a war coming up between the Union members and the mercenaries. But hey, it's better than nothing, I suppose. Okay, let's see if the pry bar...
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it.
Usually it would tell me that I need
while.
to equip the proper tool.
A handle.
When I have a skill check that requires it. So, do I want to try it anyway? Or should I see if I can find any other way to open it, get any points that will increase these odds? I feel that I'm not supposed to open it. I mean, the skill check is impossible, the door is supposed to be unopenable. But then again, it probably doesn't hurt if I just wait a while longer and see if something comes up before I, you know, most likely lose this red check, so let's just walk away for now. If I don't find any other way to open this, I will just try that red check and see if that does anything for me. Anyway, for now, let's just continue to look around. Alright, there's something to pick up. Ooh, what do we got here? White polo shirt. I mean, I don't think I want to wear this now, because I got this one, and this is objectively worse. But let's read the description. What's polo anyway? No, really, what the hell is polo? This shirt looks worn and smells a bit. You can't help but wonder, who would leave it stuffed in a tear container? What kind of man would even wear a polo shirt? This might be one of life's mysteries that will never be solved. I might want to use this though when I try to open that container again, so it still has its uses, right? Anyway, let's keep looking. Not a lot going on here, but I think I can see the trap. Yep. Oh, I can't actually go down here. Let's see. I'm just going to let you pathfind your way to the location. There we go. Now, will this trap have a cryptid inside? Doesn't look good from the distance, but let's have a closer look.
It takes you a moment, but finally you spot the last of Morel's traps. This one's partially obscured by the reeds.
Alright, let's look around first.
The reeds shake sadly in the coastal breeze, weighed down by rain. They seem to be waiting for something.
They're clearly waiting for me.
The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the trap.
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
Ooh, something is different. Let's look closer.
No locust.
Okay, so did the locust escape, or did something actually eat them?
No phasmid either, but still.
Immediately yell, it's empty. Well, let's have a closer look, maybe.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a real monster, though. Unless you see one in there. I just see an empty trap.
Well, it could be one of the invisible ones, but probably not.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
Well, that doesn't sound like a cryptid. That sounds very much like a human. I do get the feeling that someone or something may have messed with the trap. But what if it was a phasmid? What if it ate them and got out? Well, perception seems to disagree with you. Yeah, it probably wasn't the phasmid, but still, Moral needs to know. You're right, but I still need to tell the cryptozoologist about this. You're right, this crypto research has been stupid. I don't know. At least it wasn't like a complete waste of time. I got to explore the area a little bit. And I was able to convince Morel to finally return to Lena, so there's that. Yeah, it looks like someone or something messed with a trap.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not.
Of course. Yeah, it probably wasn't the phasmid, but I still need to tell Morel about it.
We did, sort of, promise to tell them, didn't we?
He seems to regret the fact. Yeah, we did.
A cold gust of air dries your sweaty face, and you look to the dark shadow of the felled building in the distance, drawing you to it. What a strange sensation. Once this is done, should you ask the wind again?
Why should it suddenly be different now just because I looked at all the traps? I mean, I will at some point go back to the building, but maybe I will take care of that church business first before I, continue with this. So, yeah, I guess there's nothing left for us to do here. Let's have a look at my quest. The last trap was empty. Return to Morel in the Whirling with the news. Okay, so now I should be able to find him in the Whirling in Rags. But since I'm already here, I will continue to look around. There's clearly some stuff going on here. I also hear some weird noises in my right headphone. Cigarette butts cleaned away under a rock. Grant Teo Moturi. Okay, so clearly some person had been here recently. Maybe they messed with a trap. Right, nothing of interest over here. Oh, hang on. You make a mental note. Teo Moturi seems important somehow. You think so? But okay, let's make a mental note of it. Someone's made a campfire here a long time ago. How long ago? Could it have been Ruby, or is it too long ago? A rusted, broken control box for the radio relay tower. Huh? This ladder is too rusty to climb. The sea air has eaten away at it. Okay, I guess this is the radio relay tower. What do we got here? Ooh, well, a scented scarf. I mean, I've been looking for something to replace my horrific necktie for a while, but I'm not really vibing with this one because of the -2 physical instrument, which isn't that great to begin with. Also, Maybe I don't want to decrease my inland empire even more. So I guess horrific necktie it is. What do we got here? Tiny inlets there off in the far distance where the posts trail toward. Okay. But yeah, this seems to be the end. The end of Land's End, and I am still not sure what to do with these quests. I checked the boardwalk, I checked Land's End, and unless it's not marked with like a glow or an orb, I can't really find anything. Oh, hang on a second.
Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot? Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and a dilapidated old comms tower.
So is this how I find the bullet traces or the potential sniper position? I just have to walk around and then maybe at some random point I will have a thought. Okay.
In the distance you can hear the breakers roar.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freighter. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there. In the whirling in rags.
Why did you address me with my full title all of a sudden, Kim? That was weird. Maybe the campfire was used by the perpetrator. Yeah, I've been wondering that. Maybe the assailant climbed the comms tower, took the shot there. But apparently the ladder is too rusty to climb. What about the cigarette butts? Look over the water to the Wallingen wrecks. Okay, so I found a number of clues on Land's End, and then maybe once I found all of them, I can draw some kind of conclusion from it. So what about the campfire?
To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps. But anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fires this time of year.
He looks around.
Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out B double prime, was it?
B double prime. But still, let me ask all the other questions as well. What about the tower?
It's not possible to climb that ladder. And even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from.
The lieutenant looks up, raising his collar.
It does look extremely rickety, and wouldn't help much either.
And what about the cigarette butts?
Those? A smoking assailant who favors Tumutiri to Astra or Joanne? Cigarette butts are everywhere. This is a common brand for all men.
I think you're right about that.
Tumutiri was a Revacholian colony on Ilmaran. The Suzerainty's population was mostly Ilmaran Areopagites, up to 97%. The region was known for its tobacco export, hence the name.
Well, thank you for that bit of information. I want to know a lot more about this. Enough, the cigarettes are unimportant. I mean, I made a mental note of this because it might be important, so tell me more.
Oh, you do? The butts you saw had a silhouette of a boy wearing a coffee hat, a tobacco picker. This boy is the Tumutiri brand logo. Contemporary Revacholians prefer Juan, a local blend from the southern islands, or Astra, a legendary cigarette from Grad. Tumutiri is favored by older men who like its old-fashioned paper filter tips, insane amount of tar, and the sweet smells of colonialism and halva.
Okay, an older man. But again, it probably doesn't relate to my case. Still, now I'm a lot more knowledgeable about cigarettes, so thank you. Anyway, let's look over the water to the Wallingen wrecks.
There, 1.2 kilometers over the wave-crossed bay, through heavy, dark grey curtains of rain, you see the smallest rectangle, barely visible.
Okay, so probably not a good place for a sniper. 1.2 kilometers is quite a distance.
A glowing light on the third floor of the whirling in rags. With binoculars, you would see a young woman's shape move behind the glass, her limbs long and slender.
I mean, obviously, if you have a sniper rifle with, you know, binoculars on it, it might be a bit easier. But still, I think this is not the place. Okay, so I suppose we can rule out Land's End. So does this mean I should maybe check the boardwalk again until some thought is going to pop up? No, I didn't want to do that. Because apparently I just have to walk around for a while and then maybe something will happen. It's like very vague, but sure, let's return to the boardwalk and see if we can indeed find something after all. Now, I'm pretty sure there's nothing else over here. Again, sometimes it's not quite clear where you can go and where not. Anyway, after we check the boardwalk again, I think I'm just going to return to the whirling and talk to Morel. And maybe then I will pass some time until 10 AM, you know, so I can call the library. For example, I could maybe go to the bookstore and spend some of my money on some book. Like the Dick Mullen one, for example. Okay, we're back at the place where the die guide, and apparently he's gone. Oh, hang on, what do we got here? Stop messing with the coin viewer and hold on to something. The wind is so strong. It's a long way down to your death from here. 20 meters at least. Yeah, I mean, this place apparently is very unsafe, so we probably shouldn't stay for too long. Okay, but I mean, sometimes when you just walk around long enough, you still get some orbs popping up that haven't been there before. So, I don't know, maybe I missed something the first time around. Although I believe if there was a sniper here, then it makes more sense for the sniper to be like on top of the building, to have a clear line of sight towards the whirling. So looking around down here might not actually get me any results. Of course, just out of curiosity, let's inspect the mural again.
Towers above you, saying, Feld Electrical, R&D. Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Okay, this is actually looking a lot better already. Found the empty trap, reconstructed execution, made that awful call, confronted the pigs, found the jacket. Okay, so apparently all I have to do is just some completely random activities that don't really seem to relate in any form or shape to this mural, and then it will increase my odds. That is odd, to say the least. But I will continue my work here on the beach first, specifically the church. Maybe this will increase my chances even further, and then we will try this again. For now, let's just move on, and yeah, I can't go through here, right? This is blocked. Is there any other place of the boardwalk I can check? I think I can, like, go around here. But this is not a place I can go. No, this is completely inaccessible. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to look for these mysterious bullet traces that are supposed to be here somewhere. I also don't fully remember how I got onto this part of the boardwalk. Maybe I'm just going to let Harry do the work. Yeah, I think I have to go all the way around here. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we are back here. Of course, these are not bullet traces that I'm looking for. I'm looking more for like a potential position for a sniper. Anyway. I don't find anything here, then I'm not sure where else I should look for stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm missing something or if the place I have to investigate is just not accessible. Like I said, I feel if at all a sniper would have been like on top of one of these roofs. And I mean, we have seen something on top of one of these roofs that we can interact with, but currently no way to actually get there. So maybe I'm going to leave the boardwalk behind for now. And maybe I will return later, maybe after we investigated the Feld building. Instead, I will return to Morel, maybe. Can I fast travel from here? No, I can't. Guess I need to be like close to the church to do that. Alright, now let's travel back to the waterfront and let's tell Morel about what we found. Also, I guess I can try to talk to these two wannabe gang members again. I remember there was like a skill check. Okay, here we go. He has finally returned.
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
Okay, but I want to talk to you. I need to tell you about the traps. Okay, well, let's talk to Lena first, I suppose.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
Just doing my job, ma'am. It was truly epic, a truly epic long-distance trek. It was just on my way while I was working the case. I'm basically also a cryptozoologist now. Yeah, probably not. I was just doing this like as a little side investigation, don't worry.
Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie. Mexican origin. The pin is an antique. Quite special.
Okay, I will have a look at that. I'm still looking for like a decent tie.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes.
With 8 eyes?
You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important.
Well, let's see. Is it a cryptid?
You know, to hell with it. Let's have more cryptids.
Kim has completely given up in that regard by now, and he's just letting me talk about cryptids just as much as I would like.
Of course, officers. Is there a particular cryptid you two are interested in learning about?
Yes, what about that tie you gave me?
No. It's the cryptid.
What do you mean, the cryptid?
Oh, yes.
The small silvery skull shines between your fingers, its beak sharp. Okay, well, tell me more about it.
The 8-eyed teratorn, the largest flying avian ever discovered, with a wingspan of 11.5 meters. It was thought to have gone extinct 3,500 years ago. Some even doubted the fossils were real. A mutation, they said. Until...
Mutation? All of evolution is a mutation.
Okay, well, you actually have a point there. So it's kind of a dinosaur, I gather, but you think that the dinosaur or this ancient bird is still alive and not extinct.
Until it was sighted by renowned Gottwaldian explorer and naturalist Uwe Plattenkalk in 21.
Uwe Plattenkalk, what an interesting name.
This renown seems a bit dubious. Your own catalogue comes up completely empty. But, of course, you are not all-knowing.
Well, I'm certainly not all-knowing about ancient animals, so this may or may not be true. I need to hear about the sighting. Okay, not now. Let's back up a notch. No, please tell me about it.
It happened on a botanical expedition into the vast and unexplored Oamrao Canyon in southeast Ilmara. Dr. Plottenkalk got separated from his group during a sandstorm.
Okay, and Oamrao is... Yes, tell me more about that.
The world's largest canyon system, sweetie. It's a barren waste east of the Erg Desert. An ancient riverbed completely dried up.
Alright, and what happened in that canyon?
Alone in the blasted desert heat, the doctor wandered eastward, where man hasn't stepped foot in over 1,000 years, since the fall of Pericarnassus. He was lost, without any navigation equipment, and desperately low on water. After a day or two, he noticed a bird high in the noon sky. A great black bird. It seemed gargantuan.
Alright.
Every now and then, the bird would dive down to feed on an animal carcass somewhere on the horizon. But by the time Uva got there, the Teratorn had taken off already, and the carcass was picked clean. This happened many times.
So, are you saying that he was following it? Or was it following him? I mean, apparently the carcass was picked clean several times, which would indicate that maybe the bird was following him?
More like he followed it.
Okay.
A bird that big has many liters of blood in it, and he was dying of thirst. For many days, Dr. Plottenkalk followed the Teratorn until they reached a great canyon wall, where the bird finally landed to rest. The professor climbed up there with a rock in his hand. He found the bird sleeping with his head tucked under its wing, a great black pile of feathers on the perch. So he approached, slowly squeezing the rock in his fist.
Watch out.
So the professor killed this almost extinct bird.
Then the Teratorn suddenly looked at him. He could see it had 8 eyes, 4 on either side of its skull, like a spider. And the man couldn't move. He was paralyzed, frozen into place with the rock in his hand. Whatever he did, he could not get closer to the bird.
Okay, but why?
The bird was controlling his mind. It kept him from approaching. He could step back, but every time he stepped forward, paralysis. Uva spent 3 days trying until the bird flew away.
So it's a bird that can hypnotize you. Okay. Hold on, how did he survive to tell the story? Yeah, that's what I've been wondering. An 8-eyed mind-controlling bird. Fuck yes. An 8-eyed mind-controlling bird. Come on. An 8-eyed mind-controlling bird. No way. Yeah, how did he survive?
The 8-eyed Teratorn was indifferent to him, as long as he didn't get closer than 2 steps. It even let him feed on some carcasses up there, and the 2 unfertilized eggs it left behind.
Okay. I mean, this is an interesting story, but it seems a little bit far-fetched. Come on.
Yes, way, sweetie. Cryptozoologists have been tracing it ever since, but Oamrao is vast, mysterious, and holds many secrets.
Clearly.
Modern radar telemetry shows great promise. We will confirm this one by the end of the decade, latest.
Okay, if you say so.
This one I liked. Not only does it have 8 eyes, and is a living fossil, and the largest bird ever to live, it also does mind control.
Yes, it is rather fascinating, is it not?
He's sincere. He likes the audacity of it.
So that was the last anyone saw of it. Okay, so it's never been seen again. So, yeah, was this the last time?
Sadly, yes. But there are numerous reports of 8-eyed bird skulls from Ilmara. And then there's the striking resemblance to the Pericarnassian imperial eagle. an ancient heraldic symbol that is hard to pass off as coincidence. The imperial eagle, too, had 8 eyes.
Yeah, I mean, if it is an extinct species, then maybe the ancient Pericarnassians still saw some of them before they went extinct. Doesn't mean that it still exists today, or that it can control the minds of people.
Not really. It's just stylization. The way they drew eyes. It's not a zoological drawing.
Apparently, conceptualization doesn't agree with that theory.
Very, very hard.
I mean, we also have, like, heraldic animals that are not real animals, like 2-headed eagles and griffins and so on. So it doesn't need to be a real living animal that was, like, the inspiration for that symbol, right?
This one's very famous. Everyone knows it. People will be looking at that tie on you and thinking, that man is into cryptids. So, what else do you want to know?
I think that's probably all, but I would like to have a look at that tie.
I'm glad you like them, but I'm not really one to tell you about all of them. You should ask my husband if you get the chance. He's the real expert.
Well, maybe I finally can talk to him, because he wasn't here before, and he just didn't want to talk to me when I talked to him a few minutes ago. Okay, first of all, let me have a look at that tie. Okay, this seems to be a pretty neat one. Octable vision and cryptid's protection. A slender bolo tie held together by an antique clasp in the shape of a bird skull. The skull features 8 cavities for eyes. It's disturbing, but you can't look away. Okay, these are the 8 eyes. And I mean, this would be an improvement compared to my current necktie, so I'm totally going to wear this. It gives me more volition, so why not? Anyway, let's see if we can finally tell Morel about the traps.
Nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He gives you a gruff pat on the shoulder.
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man is itching for some news on those traps.
Yeah, I did check all the traps, and I'm afraid I do not have very good news for you.
Good. Okay.
And one of them was empty. Nothing. Maybe I didn't check them after all. I did. And I mean, technically they were all empty, as in no phasmid inside, but one of them was completely empty. Like even the locusts weren't inside anymore.
Completely empty?
The cryptozoologist's eyes grow wide. Yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locusts, no phasmid. Exactly.
No locusts? No phasmid either?
Right.
That's not ideal, but...
He rubs his chin.
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought.
Of course they are going to take this as evidence for phasmids. I should have known.
She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called motivated reasoning. You should correct her.
Well, maybe I should.
Of course.
I mean, we kinda determined that it's probably like a person who did it and not a phasmid.
You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts. It might behoove you to tread lightly.
Well, let's see. What are my options here?
Yes, the Phantasmadeia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news, though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps. Make them more secure.
Phantasmadeia.
Another trip to the reeds.
Where does this come from? I don't see Gary anywhere around here. I guess he's somewhere off camera. Yes, that's exactly what it is. What a deft hunter, this phasmid. It's not very scientific to reason backwards from a conclusion you want to be true. That is actually correct. I don't know. I'm not persuaded. Are you sure you've exhausted all the alternative explanations? Yeah, maybe you should re-examine your method of reasoning.
I appreciate your concern, officer, but please leave this to the experts. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture.
I think I can venture an alternative hypothesis, yes.
You're jabbing at the soft underbelly of his psyche. He realizes he's gotten defensive.
Okay, so he does kind of realize that he's probably just fooling himself here, and that the missing locusts are not a sign of a crypto phasmid or whatever.
Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Ravachol, is yours.
Well, apparently he doesn't really want to hear my alternative hypothesis, like some person just picked up the trap because they were curious about what's going on. They looked inside and the locust escaped. Well, maybe it's for the better. And to be honest, it's not really my concern. If they want to spend their days hunting for these cryptids, then, you know, it's none of my business. Why not let them do this essentially harmless hobby, right?
Heartfelt gratitude. But does it feel like closure? What really happened?
Well, maybe not closure for them, but I'm fairly content that there probably is no phasmid. At least none that will, you know, get trapped by one of these traps.
Some kind of foul play might be afoot. Theft?
Yeah, but who would steal locusts?
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but...
Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out the window, impatiently.
Yeah, it's probably not really our priority.
Damn it, Lieutenant. Have you no intellectual curiosity?
But conceptualization doesn't want to give up. Okay, we have another skill check here. Very high. Something up with a trap. Insulted morale. When did I insult him? Because I said that he's not being very scientific in his reasoning. Kuno's a hooligan. What does Kuno have to do with this? Considered alternatives. Okay, I mean, these chances are very good. I don't think I can increase my interfacing with any items, so let's just give this a try. Develop an alternative theory about the missing locusts. Let's do it.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young
Kuno,
person,
of course.
and small enough to fit inside the trap, too.
So Kuno has been messing with that trap.
You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
I think a little hooligan called Kuno may have stolen the locusts. I wouldn't put it past him.
A little hooligan? But what would a child want with bugs?
I don't know. Kids like bugs. I guess they want to play with them or tear off their legs or whatever. That's probably something what a psycho like Kuno would do.
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects almost as much as they love to torment old folks.
Exactly. I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up. Okay, I guess I can do that.
Delinquents. My favorite.
It doesn't sound like it's really his favorite. No, he has already made that clear.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close.
Okay, I mean, investigating some stolen insects doesn't seem to be that important, but I kind of want to see where this is going to lead.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me.
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Okay, do I need to talk to Gary again?
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere here. I'd love to play suzerainty, but
I think Gary is not really interested in cryptids. I'm sorry to tell you. He's more interested in fascism.
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs.
He looks at his tea.
Morel, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run.
All right.
No need to apologise, Gary. You've been more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through.
He keeps the language unemotional, but it's in there. Disappointment. The first man to break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is bigger than he lets on.
I mean, how many, like, colleagues that actually went on him on expeditions did he have? If this is the first, it also seems to be the last and only one. Did we ask this already? Maybe not. So did you know Gary was hiding the armor?
Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest. It's not like him. He's got his quirks, but dishonesty, disloyalty are not one of them.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what got into him, officer. Thank you for letting him off easy. He won't forget it. We'll make sure he won't.
Okay, I hope so. Oh, is this Gary over here? Let's see if we can talk to him again.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law.
Right.
I mean, officers.
Yes, he completely ignored Kim. I didn't catch that, to be honest. Yeah, it looks like there's nothing else we can ask him, so never mind. You can just leave and do whatever you're doing, playing Serenity and whatnot. Anyway, I guess I will go and talk to Kuno next and find out if he stole the locust. And then, yeah, I don't know, maybe we will continue with our church investigation. Or maybe we will go to the bookstore, read a book, so we can pass enough time that it's going to be like 10 a.m. and we can call the library. I think it was 10 a.m. So yeah, but for now, I think the episode is long enough, so let's make a cut here. As always, thank you for watching, and see you again next time.